Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today our lessons is about mobilizing a pawn majority. Now take a look at these endings where there are pawns on both wings but don't have pass pawn yet. When you have more pawns than your opponent on one side of the board, that is what we call a pawn majority. In this diagram, we can see white has two pawns here, while the black has only one pawn. So white has a pawn majority in the queen side. But in the king side, there are three pawns for black and only two pawns for white. So black has a pawn majority in the king side. In a pawn majority, the most likely pawn to become pass is the one that has no enemy pawn on the same file. So in this diagram, this is black to move. We will find which black pawn that has no enemy pawn on the same file. We will start in the queen side. The A pawn has the enemy pawn on the same file. In the king side, the H pawn has the enemy pawn in the H file. The G pawn, also the same, has the enemy pawn on the same file. And now, the F pawn has no enemy pawn in the king side. So our candidate pass pawn is the F pawn. So let's move F5. If white move to king D3, then G5. If king E3, F4 check. If G takes F4, G takes F4, and now we have a pass pawn on F4. So if king F3, then king F5, king F2, king E4, king E2, F3 check, king F2, and king F4. If king F1, king E3, king E1, then F2 check. If king F1, then king F3. So the king can't move. So if you move H4, then H5, no, fixing the pawn on H file. So the king has no legal move. So the only move is B3 or B4. So if B3 or B4, then in passant, after A4, B2, A5, and promote queen or rook and checkmate. So black wins.